What if every drop of water in the ocean just vanished? Welcome to Imagine If. Imagine waking up to a world where the blue is gone, replaced by an endless, terrifying abyss. In this Imagine If show special, we explore the day the ocean disappeared. 70% of our planet is now a graveyard of ancient shipwrecks and alien-like deep-sea creatures. The heat becomes unbearable. The oxygen starts to fail. As the clouds vanish, Earth turns into a burning desert. In this Imagine If scenario, we ask, where would you hide? The secrets of the Mariana Trench are finally exposed, but there's no one left to see them. This is the ultimate battle between nature and survival. This is Imagine If. You are standing on a coastline that no longer exists. Where waves once crashed, there is only silence. The horizon drops away into darkness, a sheer cliff plunging miles down into what used to be the deep ocean floor. The smell of salt is gone. The wind feels wrong, lighter, hotter, and deep in your chest, something ancient tells you that the planet itself has been wounded. This isn't a slow drought. This isn't climate change stretched over centuries. This happens instantly. One moment, the oceans exist. The next, every drop of seawater is simply gone, evaporated, teleported, erased from reality. In that instant, Earth becomes a completely different world. The first thing you notice is the sound, or rather the lack of it. No waves, no tides, no distant roar. For billions of years, the ocean has been Earth's heartbeat. Now, the planet is eerily quiet. Gravity doesn't change, the continents don't move, but the weight of the oceans, trillions of tons of water pressing down on Earth's crust, is suddenly lifted. The land responds immediately. Entire continents begin to rise, rebounding upward like a compressed spring finally released. Massive earthquakes ripple across the globe as tectonic plates adjust to the sudden loss of pressure. You feel the ground shake beneath your feet, cities crumble, fault lines tear open, volcanoes awaken, no longer suppressed by the immense weight of seawater. Lava pours into empty basins that were once oceans, briefly glowing like veins of fire on a wounded planet. Then come the deaths. Every marine organism, from microscopic plankton to the largest blue whales, is exposed in an instant. Fish thrash helplessly on bare rock. Coral reefs collapse into chalky skeletons. Entire ecosystems die in seconds. The largest mass extinction in Earth's history happens faster than a heartbeat. And that matters more than you realize, because plankton, those tiny drifting organisms, produce more than half of the oxygen you breathe. Within minutes, the sky itself begins to change. At first, it's subtle. The air feels thinner. Breathing takes effort. Then the wind patterns collapse. Without oceans, there is no evaporation. Without evaporation, there are no clouds. Without clouds, there is no rain. The water cycle is dead. The sun beats down mercilessly on exposed land. Temperatures skyrocket. Coastal cities, once cooled by ocean breezes, turn into ovens. Asphalt melts. Electronics fail. Power grids collapse under the strain of relentless heat. You look up and notice something terrifying. The sky is clearing, not beautifully blue, but harsh and empty. No clouds, no storms, no promise of relief. Within the first hour, coastal populations face a new threat. The cliffs left behind by vanished oceans are unstable. Entire shelves of land collapse, triggering landslides the size of countries. Former continental shelves crumble into the abyss, burying shipwrecks, pipelines, and cities in clouds of dust that rise for miles. And still, the planet keeps heating. By the end of the first day, Earth is unrecognizable. Deserts expand at terrifying speed. Forests begin to burn, not from lightning, but from sheer heat and dryness. Rivers slow and shrink.
Glaciers stop flowing, no longer replenished by snowfall. You begin to understand the truth. The ocean was never just water. It was Earth's climate engine. Without it, the planet cannot regulate temperature. Daytime heat becomes unbearable. Nighttime cold becomes deadly. Temperature swings grow violent, turning much of the surface into an unlivable wasteland. By the end of the first week, oxygen levels drop enough to affect human cognition. You feel dizzy, confused. Fires rage uncontrollably, consuming what little vegetation remains. Each fire eats more oxygen, accelerating the collapse. The animals don't last long. Large mammals overheat. Birds struggle as air density changes. Insects die in massive numbers, unraveling food chains that once seemed unbreakable. Humanity retreats indoors, underground, anywhere that offers protection from heat and radiation. But even there, survival is temporary. 1 month in, the atmosphere itself begins to change. With no oceans to absorb carbon dioxide, greenhouse gases build up rapidly. The planet enters a runaway greenhouse effect. Surface temperatures soar past survivable limits. The ground becomes too hot to touch. Metal structures weaken. Concrete cracks. The exposed ocean floor, once hidden under miles of water, tells its final secrets. The Mariana Trench yawns open like a scar in the planet's skin. Deeper than Mount Everest is tall. Strange creatures lie frozen in death, adapted to pressures that no longer exist. Hydrothermal vents continue to spew minerals into empty air, useless relics of a living world. But there's no one left to explore them. By the end of the first year, human civilization collapses completely. Agriculture fails without predictable weather. Soil dries, cracks, and blows away. Starvation becomes universal. The last survivors fight over dwindling oxygen, hiding in sealed environments that slowly poison themselves. And then, quietly, humanity ends. Earth doesn't explode, it doesn't shatter, it simply becomes hostile to life. Over centuries, the planet continues to change. Without water to lubricate tectonic plates slow, then stall. Volcanoes fade, the carbon cycle breaks, the atmosphere thins as lighter gases escape into space, no longer trapped by a stable climate system. Earth begins to resemble Mars, a dry, barren world marked by scars of ancient rivers and oceans that once defined it. A planet that had everything it needed for life, except the one thing that mattered most: water. In this imagine-if world, the ocean wasn't just a place, it was protection, it was balance, it was life itself. You realize something chilling. We don't live on land, we live on an ocean planet with a little land attached. Take away the oceans and Earth doesn't just change, it dies. And now, imagine waking up tomorrow to the sound of waves, to clouds drifting overhead, to rain that falls without you ever thinking how impossible it truly is. Because after seeing the day the ocean disappeared, you understand the truth. Survival isn't guaranteed, balance is fragile, and the world you know exists on a knife's edge. This is Imagine If. If this scenario made you see Earth differently, imagine what else could happen. Subscribe to Imagine If and keep asking the questions that reveal how close we are to the edge of everything.